Welcome back to another reflection on the Daily Vedantic. You want to hear a little story, the background on how we now in pop culture all know about the Force, the supernatural power and the Star Wars franchise, the Force. May the Force be with you. Well, Star Wars, in many ways, is a ripoff of the book Dune that now has its own successful run of movies. Dune, the book that Star Wars in many ways ripped a lot of its themes from. Dune called it The Voice, and Frank Herbert, the author, is credited from George Lucas and many different publications as a huge inspiration for Star Wars. Frank Herbert, the author of Dune, lived on a houseboat in Sausalito, right next to the incredibly famous teacher on Eastern wisdom, Alan Watts. Alan Watts, his most famous book, The Taboo Against Knowing Who You Are, is all Vedanta. It's all this philosophy. They're sitting next to each other and would often share drinks on each other's houseboat and discussing Eastern philosophy. A few years would go by and Frank Herbert would write Dune with this woven theme of going with the voice, listening to the voice, not going against what is happening around us, but a prescience of knowing, oh no, I need to go with this instead of against it. The Force became a little bit more of a cartoonish version of the fact that you can make things happen instead of going with the Force. And it's never fully explained in the Star Wars universe. But the Force is a very interesting topic with the philosophy of Vedanta. And it's all wrapped up in this phrase, what is forced is never forceful. This is very different than romanticism, the romantic philosophical ideals. I mean this from the academic, intellectual school of romanticism, not just romantic novels, although those borrow their themes from the romantic philosophical school. But the romantic philosophical school, to the romantics, they were rebelling against all of the rationalism of the Enlightenment era, and they were saying, no, you can move the world. If you want it bad enough, you can conquer anything. You can lead the troops and take any land. You can climb any mountain. You can make any venture or adventure a success if you have enough willpower. You can win the love of any woman, of any man, no matter the crazy odds, if you want it bad enough. It is a religion of force. There are no serious philosophers that still subscribe to the school of romanticism, and yet we live in a world, a society and culture drenched in romanticism, romantic ideals, because they're so sweet when we hear them. Oh, I can have anything I want if I just want it bad enough. And if I don't have it, I need to want it more. The sad doom loop of this is I need to force it even more. I need to force it even more. Oh, I don't have it. I don't want it enough. And I need to want it more. And I need to work harder. And instead of, it's like rowing a boat across the ocean. You just got to subject yourself to more work, more desire, more effort, and then it can be yours, versus go with the flow. Put up a sail. Let the wind do most of the work. Sail not just across the ocean, but sail around the world. Sail around the world a couple times. It is the difference of rowing and sailing, effort, forcing, and not forcing. Recognizing that if I force it, the opposite result that I want might happen. That's the Vedantic view. Captured in the beautiful quote, attach, you lose, detach, you gain. The more we attach to something, to an outcome, to a person, to any result we're pursuing, I want it to happen. I need to push it and force it. I need more effort, the more it eludes us. according to this philosophy, according to all of my life's experiences, but according to this philosophy, take it or leave it. Maybe attach, you gain in your life. And mine, attach, you lose, detach, you gain. Pairs nicely with what is forced is never forceful. Maybe that's why I like Dune's approach to the voice rather than Star Wars' approach to the Force. Because in Dune, you see the heroes go with the natural rhythm of things. You see almost like a surfer goes with a wave. Something happens that their receptivity, insanely sensitive receptivity, observes, is aware of. And they ride that to the optimal outcome. They make use of the wind. Sometimes quite literally, but more metaphorically, they're sailing around the globe almost effortlessly versus clenching our teeth, white-knuckling our hands, and rowing, and never getting there. That is today's reflection on the daily Vedantic. What is forced is never forceful. Think about the times that we have forced or the things that you might be trying to force right now. Recognize that maybe the attachment to them or their outcomes are pushing them away. So try detaching from needing it to be a certain way or needing a certain outcome and see what happens. Try not forcing. Trusting instead of forcing. Being open to, well, if it doesn't happen, maybe that could be even better for me. See what happens. Maybe that will actually bring the conditions together for that optimal outcome to take place. What is forced is never forceful. That has been my experience. Maybe it maps to yours. We'll see you next time.